Look right. One is wrapping around. Oh my god.
So I'm
Oh baby, those right there, those weren't clips. Those were a public service announcement, because Graviton Spike's 95 RPM Stasis mode can still do something that makes people rage quit in 4K, 2K, 1080p, or a $2 bill wide prison TV. 2-tap on demand, as long as you're Radiant. This build is built for the one place consistency matters. Round-based mode, Trials of Osiris. Anything where you get a reset every round, and you can set the table before somebody peeks a lane. In my last Graviton Spike video, I was talking about temporal alignment, swapping modes, and how this gun is basically a PTSD simulator for anyone who played during the early Edge of Fate Crucible days. But I was still missing the real trial sauce. Radiant loops, plus the 95 RPM stasis mode. And the reason this works now for me so well is the exotic I used to ignore, the Dragon's Shadow. Not because it's fun, though it is, but because it's basically controller aim assist for your hands. Bungie straight up rebuilt Dragon Shadow in 2025. Now it passively makes your weapons more stable and ready quicker. And when you dodge, Wraithmetal Mail does the full villain arc, boosts your stability and handling, reloads your equipped weapon, and juices your movement. And if you ever felt like you can't hit your hand cannon shots unless everything feels snappy, welcome to the club. Another gamer guardian whose opinion I wholeheartedly trust once told me that they couldn't hit hand cannon shots without Dragon Shadow, even before the buff. And now I'm the same. I don't like it, but I just accept it. Too broke to buy a $250 Zim from your local GameStop? Oh well, Buster. Dragon Shadow is exactly what you need. So let's get into the meat and potatoes here of the build. The key ingredients to this stew are the Solar Gunslinger Hunter subclass, the aspect on your mark, Radiant, and your weapon stat that you set with your armor. After running tests with Funny Spots guy Tevenin, we concluded that having your weapon stat at exactly 126 or higher was what you need, on top of having the on your mark aspect that adds 5 weapon stat per stack. Then make yourself Radiant at the start of every round, and while Radiant is active, use that damage bump to push Stasis 95 RPM into 2-tap territory. Now you might be wondering, SM7, what's Radiant and how do I get it? Well, bucko, Radiant is a weapon damage bonus of 10% in PvP, and you've got 2 clean ways to do it. Option A, Acrobat's Dodge. If you want Trials consistency, Acrobat's Dodge is the Radiant on-demand option. Hit the button, and you and nearby allies get Radiant, and you get the plus 5 weapon stat boost, because your class ability creates a single stack of on your mark. If you have your class stat set to 100, you're going to get your Acrobat's Dodge every 19 seconds. And since Trials is round based, you can do this every single round, first contact if you and your teammates coordinate properly. Option B, Ember of Torches, essentially knife equals Radiant. Ember of Torches makes powered melee hits make you and nearby allies Radiant, but your weapon stat has to be at 131 or higher if you have no on your mark stacks, since the knife doesn't create a stack of on your mark unless it hits a crit. And personally, I like to use proximity knife for map control with this build, but I usually throw it at the ground instead of at the person 8 out of 10 times. And here are the other pieces of the build. The teamwork piece, the fragment, Ember of Benevolence. When you give allies buffs like Radiant, you get a faster ability regen for 3.5 seconds. So if your whole team is built around Radiant, you're basically playing hot potato with cooldowns, and everyone's damage gets upgraded. The aspects are on your mark and knock them down, because who the hell runs gunpowder gamble, am I right? And the other fragments I like to use are Ember of Torches, Ember of Char, Ember of Searing, and Ember of Solace. Other exotics you can use besides Dragon Shadow. If you're on M&K with literal surgeon aim, I'd recommend Radiant Dance Machines. If you want to spam dodge and play like a Scottish tap dancer, it's great for Radiant uptime, and you can get up to 3 charges of your Acrobat's Dodge, so you can just keep spamming it and always have Radiant. Knucklehead Radar, if your aim is already ridiculous and you just want information advantage. This isn't a run around and control and hope build. This is a round opener build. Start round, Radiant your team, take first team fight with your 95 RPM stasis modes. If you get the pick, you've basically won the round. If they turtle, you're gaining map control. And the funniest part, most of the player base still thinks Graviton Spike is dead. Good. I hope they keep thinking that. After using this build on both Jav 4 and Midtown Trials, I came to the conclusion that this build is probably going to be a little bit better on community favorite maps like Endless Vale or Jav 4, because they're not as complex, they don't have as many lanes, they're not as open, not quite as wide, not too many different random things in the middle of the map. There's going to be a lot of angles on Midtown, for example, where somebody could come out of, so it's really hard for you and your teammates to stack with each other and look at a single spot and identify if someone's going to be there or not. They could come out of nowhere, they can come float in the sky on Midtown, for example. So I definitely found more success with this build on Jav than I did on Midtown. So I would keep that in mind. But if you guys just have that team chemistry and can just identify where the enemies are at together at the same time, then I do feel like this build can work on any map no matter what. So with all that being said, give this a try. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, or don't. But if you get 2-tapped by a 95 RPM Stasis hand cannon this weekend, just know it was probably one of my people. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Be blessed, stay sexy, and don't cheat. Don't play with cheaters. Seriously, man. It's not cool. Y'all be safe. Take care.